Tallying up the votes, staff at Eastern Michigan University have been voting on a new contract this week, and today we're expecting the results. Plus, what's at stake if professors pass on that deal?
Plus, vandalize again for the second time in weeks. An anti-abortion counseling center is targeted. The messages left behind.
And that was fast. It's only been fall for a few hours, less than 12 hours, and it certainly feels like it already. In fact, did we drop a degree? We were at 44 earlier, now it's at 43. Kind of a chilly start for Metro Detroit.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 a.m. starts now.
Good Friday morning, everybody. And you know, it's really hard to complain about the temperature drop because technically on the calendar it is fall and temperatures have fallen. It's a normal thing.
Fall, let us know. I'm here. And Brandon, yesterday we were all together on a rooftop, and it was fun watching like some of the behind-the-scenes people and Rhonda and everybody just bundled up with blankets and just enjoying
the fire pit.
Enjoying the fall.
Kim DiGiulio, 3 trips to get the right propane tank for the fire pit, but eventually it fired up, and it was needed. Depending on, I mean, it's so early, our bodies just aren't used to it. So you may have seen somebody walking the neighborhood with hats and gloves on. I'm not laughing at them. 40 degrees right now in Howell. We've got a couple of spots like Lapeer and Monroe that are upper 30s. But lower 40s for most of us. The wind is lighter than yesterday, but a northwest wind 5 to 10 will make it feel a degree or two cooler. For the bus stop early, 43 degrees. Our sunrise at 7:22. Light jacket, sweatshirt kind of weather. Through the midday, we're around 60. And then this afternoon, as the kids get off the bus, about 66 degrees. You'll want that light jacket, sweatshirt back for the high school football games tonight. Sunset on this finally Friday, about 7:30. And those lower 60s at kickoff will fall back down through the 50s.
Now, here's your time saver traffic.
Good morning, everyone, and let's get into it. We have 3 accidents on the roads that are kind of block your way this morning. Over on I-94, there is a crash right at westbound, affecting your westbound lanes right at Greenfield. 2 lanes are blocked there, and you're starting to see lots of backups in that area. Then over on I-94 again, this one is affecting your westbound lanes at Little Mac. 1 lane is blocked here as well as both shoulders, and this is causing backups as well. Then over on M39 or Southfield Freeway, there's a crash affecting your southbound lanes. At Warren, your right shoulder is blocked there. Now let's take a live look at some traffic with our 1-800-CALL-SAM Chopper Shot. This is at I-696 in Mound, and this area is looking really nice. So hopefully that's where you're heading this morning. Back to you.
And that
hopefully it stays that way. Yes. Thanks, Michelle.
All right, 6:02 is your time now. The question on a lot of people's minds this morning is, will it get approved? As if you didn't know, voting ends today on this proposed new contract for hundreds of professors at Eastern Michigan University. A
strike canceled classes for many students just after the new semester started, but students have been back to class with the professors there as well. Nick Monticelli joins us now with more on what's next. Voting is going to be ending today. Is this a formality, or could they be back at the bargaining table?
No, it's not a formality. It's a matter of whether or not the members of that union, the tenured and tenured track professors, want this deal. So their voting was actually done by email, and today we'll find out if they accept it or reject it.
Settle the damn contract!
Today we will know if the contract really is settled. After a strike, then a tentative contract deal at Eastern Michigan University, tenured and tenured track professors began voting on the proposed contract this week. Professors were demanding better pay to help offset inflation and health care costs.
The administration has just been stonewalling this the whole time in order to try to force us to what amount to pay cuts. That's all that is to it. You know, and they're offering us 2% pay raises at a time when inflation is 9%.
The university countered, saying rising health care costs are something everyone is dealing with. And now there appears to be a deal. In the first year, a 4% raise or $4,000, whichever is larger. Then 3.5% in year 2 and another 3.5% in year 3. Then they'll reopen discussions to determine raises for the 4th year. So let's lay out some of the scenarios here. The easiest one just to play out is that the professors vote to approve this contract. All is said and done. If they reject the proposed contract, we could be looking at them going back to the bargaining table, or they could strike again. We're live this morning. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, we will see what happens. Nick, thank you. Time now is 6:04, and police in Gibraltar are investigating an attempted child abduction. The incident happened Wednesday night around 9:30 right near Gibraltar Community Park. A woman told police that she was pushing her child in a stroller when a black SUV pulled over, and she says 2 men in their 30s wearing all black got out of that SUV and tried to grab the stroller. Well, when they weren't successful, we're told the 2 men drove away. If you have any information about this incident, please contact police.
Turning our attention now here at 6:05 to the Oxford school shooting investigation, with attorney Ben Johnson representing the victims' families, laying out what he calls more red flags leading up to the November 30th shooting. The new evidence includes a picture drawn by Ethan Crumbly in August of 2021 for a class assignment that the teacher didn't report at the time.
Some people would say that's a building, but Ms. Kabinski, when I asked her to deposition, admitted it might be a building or it might be a magazine full of bullets, like the bullet at the top.
To me, this is beyond neglect. It's unforgivable. We have 4 angels that they're gone. You know, I can't find an excuse for dropping the ball again and again and again.
We also learned that the teacher who saw Crumbly searching for bullets on his phone testified that she alerted counselors and the dean of students about some of the disturbing behavior, and that report was made on November 29th, 1 day before that deadly shooting. The Oxford school superintendent released a statement that reads in part, "I remain confident that the multiple investigations, lawsuits, and the school board's third-party review will bring all the facts to light and create the full transparency and accounting of events our community wants and deserves."
The brother of a decorated Detroit boxer is now charged in his murder. Police say professional boxer Isaiah Jones was shot by his brother Timothy Lyman Monday night inside of a home near Chicago and Evergreen. That's on the city's west side. Police say the two got into a fight and Lyman pulled out a shotgun and fired, hitting his brother in the face. He was dead when police arrived. Lyman took off but was later arrested, and he's now charged with second-degree murder. Detroit Police Chief James White's town hall meeting had hundreds of residents in attendance with a mission to crack down on violent crimes here in the city.
And truly find solutions. The meeting comes amid a wave of gun violence in the city, especially involving young children. So far, 16 children have been killed this year in shootings across the city of Detroit. And community members came together with city leaders and all of the top law enforcement officials to talk about solutions.
I don't care how many officers you hire, it's going to always be more civilians than you have officers. So what are we going to do as a community to stop what's going on?
Absolutely. And then take a look at this. Outside, you can see a grim reminder of what drove people to attend last night's meeting in the first place. Tombstones, marking the lives lost to violence in the city of Detroit. Next week, City Council will be deciding on whether to fund the expansion of the shot spotter technology officials say could make a difference.
Wow, those tombstones really bring into reality just how serious this issue is.
Absolutely.
Something needs to be done.
And every tombstone represents a family of people that are grieving the loss of a loved one.
6:08 is your time now. And right now, a federal judge is asking Donald Trump's lawyers to back up some public claims that the former president made.
He claimed that several times that the FBI planted evidence at his Florida home during the search there last month. Chris Pallone joins us now and has more from Washington.
Evrod and Rhonda, good morning to you. The special master appointed to review thousands of pages of documents seized from Donald Trump's Florida estate is challenging the former president to make his public claims of planted evidence official by declaring them in court. Ever since the FBI searched his Mar-a-Lago resort looking for classified government documents last month, former President Donald Trump has insinuated several times without providing proof that federal agents might have planted evidence in his home.
The problem that you have is they go into rooms, they won't let anybody near them. They wouldn't even let them in the same building. Did they drop anything into those piles? Or did they do it later? There's no chain of custody here with them.
Now, a federal judge is telling the former president to back up those words with evidence. Court-appointed Special Master Raymond Dearie giving the Trump legal team a week to submit a list of items now in the government's possession that they believe were not actually seized from his home.
He's really made it clear that they either have to put up or they have to shut up, but they can't keep making these claims without actually providing evidence to back them up.
Earlier, he asked for more information about 100 sensitive government documents found at Mar-a-Lago. In public, Mr. Trump has implied he declassified them, but his lawyers haven't made that claim in court.
It doesn't have to be a process, as I understand it. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
A federal appeals court panel ruled Wednesday the Justice Department can continue using those seized classified documents in its criminal investigation.
He can't have his cake and eat it too, as the court basically said. He has to come forward with evidence, or it will be assumed that they are classified information and that he has no right to them.
Another setback for the former president as his legal woes continue to mount. The special master also gave the federal government until Monday to declare whether its inventory of seized items from Mar-a-Lago is indeed accurate. In Washington, Chris Pallone, Local 4.
All right, Chris, thank you. 6:10 is your time now. And ahead, back to the big screen. One of the biggest movies to hit theaters is making a return this weekend. And there's a reason why.
Also ahead, the FBI investigation after a local anti-abortion center is vandalized for a second time.